one thing I always look when I'm talking to colleagues who I'm trying to recruit, the jobs are not easy when it comes to the clinical work, in that we take quite challenging patients. The patients that the NHS ask us to take care of have not been successful in various NHS placements, or they're not suitable for the type of rehab environments they have available. So we're not taking patients who in a lot of ways are easy. There's complexities about the clinical work that we do, and what that does mean is that we up in our game, and the service is very consultant led. The other places I've worked, it says it's consultant led. This is genuinely consultant led. When things are happening at the hospital, people look to the consultant for leadership, guidance. The patients expect to see us as well. We are an intimate part of their lives, and that can be a challenge, because the challenge is that elsewhere you work, things kind of start and end at a certain point, and it's very, very ring fenced as to the role. But I think the challenges of more difficult patients than you would ordinarily see, and the challenges of the clinical leadership and the roles and responsibilities within the independent sector. So there's lots happening in the independent sector, regulation and how we regulate it. I mean, you look at regulation in the independent sector, and it's a lot more complex, because we are a profit-making organization. So that's a challenge for us. But these are challenges we meet every day. It's part of the excitement. So the challenge is, you say challenge, I say excitement. Let's put it that way, because you could quite easily be in a job where you just become another robot. Here, there's something new and different happening every day, every week, and that should excite you. It should get your intellectual and clinical juices flowing, basically, is what I'm trying to allude to.
I agree with the point about challenge versus excitement. It depends which direction you look at it from. I very much enjoy a challenge. In fact, when you're in a job and you're finding that it's not challenging anymore, it's probably the time to find a new job. And I'd kind of experienced that in my previous post, but there was nowhere really else to take it. So just coming to Cygnet, one of the rewards was, as Logan has said, it is very consultant led. We're called consultants for a reason, and we are expected to lead the clinical team. Now, there are some incredibly experienced members of that clinical team, so they often make the job easy for you, because you get a lot of support in that. But if you're the kind of person that likes kind of leading a team, identifying the challenges, whatever they might be, that might be challenges with a particular patient and then management, or challenges in knowing, actually, I know this isn't quite working right within the team. How do we make this better? You're in the position to actually do something about that and lead, rather than being just another member of the MDT.